Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, as usual, this is my trying to touch no studs in Chapter 3 of LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens called Nima Outpost. So I'm just going to go over the rules really quickly. You have to watch my other videos if you want a more detailed explanation, but you're also going to see the rules on screen. I know I'm talking really quickly, but I have to explain the rules really quickly. So co-op is allowed, free play is allowed, red bricks are allowed. If you're going to use red bricks, use unlimited lives, not like stud multiplier or anything like that, or collecting like the stud magnet. Don't use that. You might want infinite torpedoes, as it's a bit helpful later, but all of their stuff you're probably seeing on the screen right now because I really can't remember what they are, and I'm out of time, so now we're going to start the level. So we start the level. I suggest using Jango Fett and Second Sister because those are the best characters, I think. And just as a side note, I'm on the left and my sister's on the right, so I'm always going to be playing as Jango. My sister's always going to be playing as Seventh Sister. So you spawn right next to two studs, but those are easily avoidable, as you just saw. Now, one of the stormtroopers just shot that giant thing, which just shot out a couple studs, but those studs are avoidable, obviously. It's just you might want to be careful here because it is a bit hard. So my sister just touched a stud right here, but you have to be careful. So you're going to want to wait till you're going to want to kill all the troopers, and then my sister right here is about to slide under the thing. Now, you're only going to have to touch 3 studs, so you don't have to touch the first 2 studs. You just have to be very careful to go on an angle. So that's 3 unavoidable studs so far for this level, which is a pretty good start for this level. But let me warn you, this level is pretty stud county. So like I said, if you haven't seen my other videos, then you should definitely go check them out. So right here, I'm going to slide under as Seventh Sister, because that's the only agile character that I thought we had. So you see how I just collected 2 studs right there? Well, those are called character studs. Those studs are shot out when you kill a character. So the problem with that is that sometimes character studs will appear and sometimes they won't. So it's a 50-50 chance, kind of, but it's a bit annoying when they do come out. Like in the other games, they used to be, you can choose to whether to turn them on or not, but in this game, they automatically turn on. But sometimes they happen and sometimes they don't. So you're going to want to shoot that giant thing that I just did, and you're going to want to wait until all the studs disappear, like I just did. Now, you can't get that close because there are a bunch of studs surrounding it, but you can do it from a slight distance. You just have to be like a couple, I guess you would call them Lego meters because it's not real meters, but in the game, you just have to stay like a couple meters away, and then you can build from there. So as you see, once all the studs have blinked out of existence, now you're going to want to activate BB-8. Now, as the rules state, if, well, you probably saw them on the screen at the beginning, but when you do a BB-8 panel, all the studs that shoot out of the BB-8 panel do not count. So that's just a side note. Like I said, all the rules are displayed in my other video, the first video, and yeah. So I'm going to be doing every level in the game, I have decided, because I'm sure obviously you now understood that I'm trying to do every level. At first I was just going to do one level, but instead now I decided why not do every level, because these are actually very easy to do challenges and they're pretty fun. So right here you're going to want to activate an Imperial. I had Captain Phasma. You're going to want to do the Imperial panel. So right here, it's going to shoot out a lot of studs, but like I just said, those studs do not count because those are, like, I just made up the rules that those studs don't count. Just as a side note, most of these rules are coming from Sovereign Gaming's video where he tries to touch no studs, so you should definitely go check out that video. I'll link it in the description. You should also check out Sixtoon's video because Sixtoon is very funny. I did like his video on trying to do no studs in LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars, so that's the game that came out before that. So I just touched one stud right there, which is avoidable. And the way you're going to want to do that is, as you're going to see in a couple seconds, my sister, see, look, you're going to want to do what my sister did, but don't touch the stud that my sister just touched. Instead, you're going to want to jump on the wing. So my sister just jumped on the wing, and then you're going to fly and land where I just landed. So that's what you're going to want to do, so you don't have to touch any studs there. So the total amount of studs that need to be touched are 3 studs in this game. So my sister just touched a bunch of studs there trying to turn on that shield, and I just touched another stud there, but those studs are all avoidable. You see, so I'm pretty bad at these challenges, but I'm trying to get slightly better at these challenges. I've already practiced Chapter 4, and the video is probably going to be coming soon. I just have to practice it. So you're going to want to turn on the shield because it's actually really helpful to have the shield on so that you can protect yourself, because now you can stay at a distance. So then you're just going to want to take everybody out here. So let me just wait a second. Let me just wait a couple seconds before I take everybody out. Now you see how a bunch of coins just appeared out of nowhere? Well, those coins do not count because those are automatically collected coins. It's the mechanics in this game. So if you shoot something from afar, for some reason it automatically collects the coins sometimes, so those studs do not count, just as a side note. So then once you've taken everybody out, don't build the multi-build object, because that multi-build object it's useless really. It's just there because it's like a side thing. So some multi-build objects you have to do and some you don't. So right there you're going to want to shoot that thing that Django just shot, and that leads you to a BB-8 panel. So wait until all those studs blink away. Now you're going to see that there are a wall of coins surrounding. Now all those coins are avoidable. You're just going to jump very carefully. So right here my sister is the first one to try it, and she accidentally touched one stud, but like you're going to see in a couple seconds, it is possible to avoid that stud. You just have to jump very carefully and try to jump so that you hit the BB-8 panel. So you want to jump really far forward, and it's perfectly possible. Now right here, those two studs, they are unavoidable. I told my sister to try to move really quickly, but they collect during the cutscene, so it is impossible. So now just pay attention to my side of the screen for a second, and you're going to see that, see look, I did a perfect jump. Now that's what you're going to want to attempt, and that stud is avoidable. So we're just going to wait till I get up there, and then the next part of the level happens. Now I know this video is probably going to be a little long, it's because this level is actually a pretty long level. Not as long as the other level, because Chapter 2 I think is literally the longest level in this game. But, I mean, all the levels average at around, like, 25 minutes, I'd like to say. I think they average at around 25 minutes. But some of them are slightly longer, like the first and I think the 8th level. So, like I said, I've already practiced Chapter 4, the Uravana. So, that video is probably going to come, like, next week or something. I like to practice the levels twice before I attempt them. So, right here, you're going to want to do this Admiral Akbar thing that I just, with the grapple hook. And now it's going to fall off the conveyor belt. Now, Seven's sister was the one who decided to shoot it, but you're going to want to be careful. So now all the enemies become hostile and they start to attack you, so you're going to want to be a bit careful. I chose Plo Koon because he had the Jedi mind trick, so it's better, it's easier that way, so you can just distract them while you kill them. So I just touched a couple studs right there. Those are all avoidable. I'm not going to really comment on some of the avoidable studs. I'm only going to really comment on some of the unavoidable studs. So right here, you're going to want to wait until all those studs disappear. And now this is a horrifying sight. Look at that. I think that's 7 unavoidable studs. You're probably seeing on the screen how many it really is, but I'm pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I believe it's 11 unavoidable studs. So that is a very terrifying sight that you're going to see. So that certainly brings up the total. So as you see, I made a perfect jump right there, but you're going to see in a couple seconds that you're going to want to be a bit careful, because my sister did not make a perfect jump right here. So as you see, she touches another stud that I didn't touch. So that stud is avoidable. You just have to jump very carefully. Now you don't have to do the BB-8 panel because you don't have to get your other character across, because we're playing free play. Now, all those studs right there that I just collected on the bridge, those are all unavoidable, so that's a terrifying sight. My sister just touched another stud that is avoidable. So this level is like, I think it's like the stud touchiest level in the game, if that's a word. It's literally got a lot of studs, so it's very hard level. So I tried to do my best, but as you see, I touched a lot of studs that could have been avoided. Now, you don't have to build a gun like you have to do in story mode to get your other character across, because like I said, we're playing free play. So this is why this challenge is a free play challenge, because it makes it so much easier. I'm probably going to do one without free play maybe later, but first I want to finish this series of videos. So now we're nearly done the first part of this level. So right here is where I messed up a lot. First of all, I touched one stud right there, and I really like it. Sometimes it's annoying that they start attacking you, but you want to know something? Another red brick that you should probably turn on is Imperial Inaccuracy, because that means that they cannot shoot you. They cannot shoot you because it's a reference to stormtroopers have terrible aim. So if you turn on Imperial Inaccuracy, they can't shoot you. So the only way that they can actually shoot you is with melees. So that's why you're gonna want to turn on Imperial Inaccuracy, so you don't have to touch. Now, as you see right there, I slowed down this clip right here because you touched 3 studs right there. You touch 4 studs when you smash the wall, and then you touch 3 more studs from the studs that shoots out when exploding. So as you see, we're already at a lot of studs right now. Now, I tried to just get past this part really quickly because it's really annoying when the stormtroopers are just shooting at you and then you do a melee and then it just creates character studs. It's a bit annoying. So right here, my sister's going to turn into Grumgar, which is the strong character that we got. And you have to touch those 4 studs again. I'm pretty sure those are unavoidable. Then you're going to smash the wall, which results in, I think that's 2 more studs, but you see those studs that my sister just collected, those are avoidable. So you're just going to want to wait until the studs blink away, but my sister just ran right through for some reason. So next we have the cutscene, which brings us to the second part of this level. So most of the levels in this game are divided into 3 parts. Some are divided into 1 part, but this level is, like I said, it's a pretty long level, but not as long as Chapter 2. So this is the second part of this level. Now I believe we're at like something like 20 studs or something. I really have no idea. You're probably seeing on the screen right now because I really can't count how many studs there are. Like I said, this level was not the easiest, but I think the Irvina is going to be a little bit easier, Chapter 4, because like I said, I've already practiced it, so I think it's a little bit easier. As far as I've gone, it's a little bit easier than this level, so I think there might be some hope for maybe less studs touched. Because I feel like every level, there's just a little bit more studs that are unavoidable. So right here, you're going to want to just take out these stormtroopers. Now, here's where I made a pretty big mistake. I didn't realize that those stormtroopers are going to continue coming. Like, you see, they're going to continue coming until you build a missile that's going to take out that shuttle. So I did not realize that while making this. So right here, you see it. Look, they're just going to continue coming out of the First Order shuttle. They're just going to continue coming out, as you see. But until you see that object that's right next to me that's kind of glowing, you have to shoot that. And wait, right here, I'm just going to deflect a blaster bolt by accident, but you're going to want to shoot that like I just did. And then you're going to need to build the multi-build object that turns into a missile, which is how you take out the First Order shuttle. So until you do that, all other troopers will continue coming out and you can't finish the level. So just watch out there, but there's no studs that need to be touched when building that multi-build object. So right here, let me just take out a couple more people. And now you have to get past this level, which is a climbing wall. Now, climbing walls have a lot of studs on it, so this is a pretty horrifying sight. I just touched 1 stud there, and as far as I know, that stud is unavoidable. So that's another stud that we add to our stud counter. So now I'm in the range. So you're going to want to build the object on the right, because the object on the left is just to get to a mini kit, but I've already gotten all the mini kits. So I just touched another stud right there, which is also avoidable, and I just touched 1 stud right there because it's a character stud. So this level's a bit annoying, especially I hate the character studs. They're just so annoying. I wish that you could turn them off because it's a bit annoying. In the older games, like I said, you could turn them off, but hopefully in the Skywalker saga, you'll be able to turn them off. So we're just gonna wait till the other character jumps up to activate the climbing wall. So let's just see. So yeah, now my sister is just going to climb up the climbing wall and push down the box, but now I need to get up. So as you see, that was just 4 studs, I think. That was just 4 studs that had to be touched right there. So that's more studs that we have to add to our total count. So now it's just going to break that down right here. Now for this part right here, I just jumped down and I was going to be the one to do that thing. You're going to want to do a careful jump so you don't accidentally hit any studs. And you want to be a nice ways away before you do the lightsaber throw. So right there, boom. And it just collected me a bunch of studs, which do not count because they're automatically collecting studs. So I'm not going to count those. And as you see up, if you look at my sister, you can see that there's a blue stud right. Okay, first of all, I just touched the stud right there. But you can see there's a blue stud right next to my sister. So if you're at the top, don't jump down because then you'll touch the blue stud. So I just decided to take care of this part right here. And my sister could have come down, but she decided not to come down. She's going to want to shoot these people right here. And the stormtroopers just shot one of those things for some reason. So that was a bit annoying. And I just collected a couple studs. But those are avoidable. You just have to be a bit careful. So you're just going to want to pick up the steering wheel and then rotate that. And then now you will enter a blaster battle. Which if you looked at my rules at the beginning, blaster battles do not count. And here, your second character doesn't even have to jump down because your second character is just going to get pulled in with you. So, the blaster battles do not count. So, if you want to skip this part, skip to the timestamp that you can see on the screen right now. So, if you're still here, that means you do want to watch this blaster battle. So, right here, basically, don't look at the first barrage right here. You see that first barrage? Don't go at it because there's a bunch of studs there. Except for some reason my sister automatically moved over there and you see she just collected 2 studs, but those studs are avoidable if you're playing as one character or if you're just I guess if you just have to be a bit more careful, I don't know. So right here your object is to just take out 3 stormtroopers and you have to take that one heavy gunner, which I already took out. So I seem to be doing pretty good here. So I recorded the footage here a couple days ago, so I don't know what I was thinking back then. I did a couple things that I made some bit of stupid mistakes. So right here, you're just going to want to wait till the other troopers come out. And now your next thing is you're supposed to kill 10 troopers. That's your next object. So that's basically what these blaster battles are. You just have to basically kill people until you kind of have to do like maybe like a BB-8 panel, or you have to do a grapple hook, and then the blaster battle ends. And the reason why these don't count, if you haven't seen my other videos, which I'm sure you probably have, well, the reason why is because at the end they give you like a million studs. Well, I mean, maybe not a million, but they give you a lot of studs right at the end. So that's why it's not counting, because they give you a bunch of studs which are automatically, they give them to you automatically. So right here, my sister was the one who was going to do this giant gun, and she just waited till the studs blink away, and then you're going to want to activate BB-8. Now, don't activate BB-8 before the studs blink away, because as soon as you activate BB-8, you're immediately going to be brought to the panel. You're immediately, see, look. So that panel contains 5 studs, and all those studs are unavoidable. I tried to see if they would blink out of existence, but no, they'll stay. So right here, I made a very terrible mistake. Right here, you see how the stormtroopers are just shooting the things and how BB-8's getting the coins? Well, if I were playing that right now, I probably should have went over there, and I probably should have taken out all those stormtroopers so that they wouldn't shoot stuff and the studs wouldn't appear. So that's a mistake on my part, but those studs are avoidable. So I think our stud count is like at like 24 or something. You're seeing on the screen now probably what it really is. But now you're just going to complete that mini game with BB-8 right there. And then you're going to be entering the gun. So this is really where most of the gun battle happens. So your first character is basically just going to want to snipe some more troopers here. But really there's nothing else you can do. But your second character is supposed to take out TIE fighters. Sorry, my bad. TIE fighters. Then you have to take out a first order transporter. And then you have to take out the sniper in the corner with the shield. So I'm just going to take out a couple more stormtroopers. Remember that one guy just lifted up a flower right before he died? So yeah, I'm just going to direct your attention to the second character. So you're just going to want to take out all those TIE fighters. Pretty simple. As I said, this is a blaster battle. It really doesn't count. Like I said, it doesn't count. It's just I decided, in case you want to see this entire level, I decided to just show you this part anyways of the level, in case you want to see this part at all. So just going to be taking out a couple more stuff. Now my sister has taken out all the stuff here. So then this cutscene is initiating, and as you see, it's kind of glitching because Jango Fett is featured in it. So it's a bit of a glitching cutscene, kind of like if you've seen my LEGO Star Wars Force Awakens ranking bosses video. There's sometimes the cutscene glitches, and whoever you play as appears in the cutscene. So as you see, that's kind of a good thing, because now I spawned as Jango Fett over here. And look at all those studs right there. Look at all those studs. I'm happy that those blinked away and that you don't collect them during the cutscene, because that's a good thing about this game. At least you don't collect studs during the cutscene, because that would be very terrible for my challenge. You know, it's kind of like this level was made so that this challenge couldn't be initiated, because this level is like the opposite of no studs. So I'm just collecting a bunch of studs there because I'm terrible at this challenge, as you can probably see. So then you're going to take out whatever those things are. They're like rats or something. They're a bit annoying. And they don't even have a death animation. They just disappear. So right here, you see how that thing in the corner kind of prompts you to shoot it? Well, you actually don't have to do that, because all that's going to give you is the character, the sand, I don't even know what it's called, but it's SN1F4, whatever my sister's playing as. So instead of having to get that from the actual character roster, you can actually just activate it. So my sister just touched 3 studs right there, but those are avoidable. So that's the good thing about free play, is that we can save ourselves a couple studs by just using SN154 or whatever. So I just accidentally shot something by accident, so you're going to want to be a bit careful, obviously, during this challenge if you are attempting this, because I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. I'm the only one that's actually attempted this challenge before in this game. People have attempted it for LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, and the Complete Saga, but I guess because a lot of people don't like this game, I still think it's a pretty good game. It's probably because this is one of the only games I have besides Fallen Order, and I've already 100%ed Fallen Order. Well, my first playthrough of it. That's the reason why I'm not making any Fallen Order videos. You're probably wondering why I haven't been making any Fallen Order videos. Well, that's because I'm waiting for Fallen Order 2 to come out, and then I might do another playthrough of the game, and then that's when most of my videos are going to be coming out. Because there's no replayability in Fallen Order, so that's why most of my videos are on this game, or I will be doing a couple Battlefront videos. The original, like 2015, not the new one. So it looks like, yep, you're just going to want to build that gun with the BB-8 thing. So as you see here, it's pretty simple not to touch any studs for this part right here. I think this is the second to last part of the level, because the end of the level is literally just a flying sequence. But if you look at my rules at the beginning, flying parts do not count, so that part does not count. So right here, I decided to go in this gun last time because my sister was in the last gun, so I got to go in this gun. So you're just going to hit Y to jump in the gun. Now you just touched, like, I think that's 3 studs right there, because it's like, those studs are unavoidable. So it's 3 studs right there, they're unavoidable. And whoever designed the lasers in this game, they're very hard to see. Like, look at that. I could barely see. That's probably why I was missing so many of my shots, is because I could barely see the gun. Like, it's hard to see the crosshair in this thing. So then you just have to take out 5, I think 6 TIE fighters. So, pretty simple, and no studs have to be touched during the actual shooting of the TIE fighters. Like I said, I already touched 3 studs right at the beginning right here. So, we're nearing the end of the level, and you really don't have to watch the rest of the video. Like, right after this, you really don't have to watch the rest of the video, but you might want to skip to the end to actually know how many studs I do touch, because I really don't know right now. My guess is probably like 25 or something. I think it's slightly less than level 2. I think level 2 we touched like 34 coins, but I don't know. So once you've taken out all 6 TIE fighters, a cutscene will initiate, which will allow you to head to the Falcon. So that wall right there will get taken out. Now, at first I thought you might be able to jump over it or something, but apparently not. I kind of tried. Like, the only thing is that I don't really know the cheats for this game. I bet you there's some glitches where you can do, like, glitch jumps, but I really don't know these glitches. Like, that's the thing about the Complete Saga, is that a lot of the glitches were known. So you're just going to want to jump in the Falcon. And now we get to the flying part, which if you don't want to see this flying part, because this part doesn't count, skip to the timestamp seen on the screen so that you can figure out how many studs we touched. Remember, if you guys are enjoying these videos, definitely give it a like and I guess subscribe, because I do have 7 subscribers now, which is pretty good. And by the way, whoever my 7th subscriber is, thank you for subscribing, and I hope you get your worths out of it or whatever. I hope it's worth it. So let's just see now the part right here is just a flying part. So quick cutscene, and now we're on to the flying part. Now I do recommend, if you're playing this level, like I said, I'm playing in free play. So if you're playing in free play, you also get to choose a separate ship if you're with co-op. Because when you don't have co-op, you're in the same ship, so it's a bit annoying. So that's kind of the good thing about free play. And I did turn on infinite torpedoes and super silly torpedoes, because they're helpful in some of the levels, because you don't have to. It's a bit annoying. Even Rugged Eagle says it. It's annoying to collect torpedoes. I don't really think it's that annoying, but there were in the older games like the Complete Saga, you had to collect torpedoes in one of the levels, and Rugged Eagle says he hates that level. So it's a bit easier when you have infinite torpedoes on, but you don't actually need torpedoes in this level, but some of the other levels. So you see those rings of studs right there? I'm not counting those because those are a bit hard to avoid, so I don't want to like count those. So right now you can't control the ship. Right now you're on like a path, and you could just basically shoot here. So right here you're just gonna want to take out the rest of the TIE fighters. So this is you can't really do anything here. It's a linear path that you have to take, so just shoot out these TIE fighters. Now, right here is where you get to take control. As you can see, the split screen happened. Now, I know you're probably saying I'm very bad at flying in this game, but it's because I'm very used to the Battlefront controls of flying in Battlefront. So that's the only thing about switching between games, is that whenever I play Battlefront 2015, the controls for flying are different. So I look pretty bad at flying here, but I think I'm better at flying. I don't know. The only way to test that would be in Star Wars Squadrons, which I don't have. So now you're just going to want to shoot all the ties right here. And a lot of the ties I actually just smashed right into. They were just literally smashed into me. The AI is not that smart in this game. As you see, it's pretty easy to kill. It's easier to kill than like in Battlefront or something. So you just want to take out everything. Now, just as a side note here, the only studs that I'm going to count as touching here is if there's a couple rings of studs, like it's a circle, and then if you go through the ring, you collect all the studs. So just don't fly too low, because if you fly too low, you might end up touching one of those rings of studs. You're probably gonna see later if you like slow down the clip or something. But right here, it's pretty simple here. Just don't fly too low, and the rest of the studs that you're gonna touch when shooting a ship do not count, because that's not really fair. That's the only problem with this game, is that the mechanics are different from the Complete Saga, so I can't really. It's kind of hard to create my own rules. And I will, like I mentioned in my other videos, I'm definitely going to be doing some of these videos for the Skywalker Saga because, you know, I just played the complete saga the other day. I have it on mobile. Yes, it is available for mobile. So I have the complete saga on mobile, and I actually played it the other day working on one of my videos. And I have to admit, it's a pretty good game, but it's kind of bad. The graphics are, I mean, not the graphics, but the actual characters, they look a bit weird, but that's it. So that makes me really excited for the Skywalker Saga because, you know, this is like literally the only game that you can play right now before waiting for the Skywalker Saga. And then obviously you could replay some levels from the complete saga and stuff like that. So now we're down the level, and there's just a bit of talking between Rey and Finn. Now, I've muted the talking because you wouldn't be able to hear my voice if I didn't, and I probably should have turned on subtitles, but I don't know how to. So now we're going to see how many studs it is I've touched, and like I said, it's probably going to be a lot. I don't actually know right now how many studs I've touched, so you're going to probably see down the screen. I'm probably going to look after to see how many studs I've touched, so there's just a bit of talking here, so no need to really comment on this part. Then there's a bit of kind of like the funny scene with Kylo Ren. They, like in the Lego game, they try to make it a bit funny. So as you see, Kylo Ren is obsessed with Darth Vader, and he just has his room. You're going to see in a couple seconds, everything is Darth Vader in his room. So he's got Darth Vader's mask right here, kind of like in the movie. And then you're going to see his room in a second. So let me just give it a second. No need for commentary, like I said. So yeah, as you see, he's got a Darth Vader poster in the back. He's got a Darth Vader helmet, Darth Vader bed, Darth Vader poster. He's got a Darth Vader alarm clock, I think. And now this is the scene where the Admiral says, the droid you seek is, the droid is with a girl. What girl? And then he clashes up his room. So right here, yep. And then you're in the, if you heard the audio, you would just hear him smashing up the room. But like I said, I muted the audio. Okay, so it's a pretty long cutscene in this game. I guess I probably could have cut this out, but I don't really need to. So right here, now we're going to finally see how many studs it is, and I have no idea what it is, so you're probably seeing on the screen right now. The actual stud count, like I said in my other videos, I'm counting the actual stud count, not the value, but you're probably seeing on the screen right now how many studs it actually is. So this is the end of my video. The next video, like I said, is coming soon. Now, hope you enjoyed this video. I guess like and subscribe for more videos like this, and bye. See you on the next video.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi.